Hey everyone, welcome back to our long and thoughtful conversation. Today, we're diving into one of those timeless questions that people have asked for generations. What's more important, money or time? It's a question that sounds simple when you first hear it, but the more you think about it, the deeper it becomes. Because both are precious, both are necessary, but only one is truly irreplaceable. I was actually thinking about this the other day. I was sitting in a cafe watching people rush by, everyone glued to their phones, rushing somewhere, busy, stressed, focused on work. And I thought, we all spend so much time trying to make a living, but do we ever stop to make a life?
That's so true. I think it's one of those things we all feel but rarely talk about. When we're younger, we're told that success is about earning. The better the job, the higher the salary, the happier you'll be. And for a while, it works. You feel proud of what you achieve. But then one day you wake up and realize you've been trading your time, your actual life, for something that doesn't always bring peace.
Exactly. We spend hours chasing promotions, money, comfort in the feeling of security, but at what cost? You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. The hours you give away are gone forever.
And yet we live in a world that tells us the opposite. Society keeps measuring success by numbers: how much you earn, what you own, where you travel, what car you drive. It's all material. But real success, I think, has more to do with how you spend your days, not just how much you earn.
Absolutely. I've met people who have a lot of money, but they don't have time to enjoy it. They work nonstop, always saying, I'll relax later, or once I retire, I'll start living. But life doesn't wait. The clock doesn't stop until we're ready.
Exactly. I remember a friend of mine once said, I want to make enough money so that I can stop worrying. And I told him, you might reach that goal, but if you forget to live along the way, you'll still feel poor because time gives meaning to everything. Money just gives comfort.
Yes. And there's nothing wrong with wanting comfort. We all need it. We need money to survive, to care for ourselves and our families. But when the chase for money becomes the reason we lose our time, our relationships, our peace, our health, that's when the balance is gone.
I think a lot of people don't realize how valuable time really is until something big happens: a loss, a sickness, or even just aging. Suddenly you see that every day is a piece of your life that you can never get back.
Right. I think it's one of life's greatest lessons. We learn the value of time only when we start losing it. When you're younger, you think time is endless. You say, I'll do it later. But later turns into years, and before you know it, you've postponed joy for too long.
Yes, and it's so easy to fall into that trap. You work late thinking it's just for now. You skip time with friends because you're tired. You tell yourself you'll take a break next month, but those moments add up. The truth is, time doesn't slow down for anyone.
That's why I think we should treat time like a treasure. Imagine if every hour you spend was a coin you could never earn back. You'd be more careful with it, right?
Exactly. You'd spend it wisely with people you love, doing things that make you feel alive, learning something new, or even just sitting quietly. Because sometimes the best use of time is rest, reflection, or connection, not productivity.
I love that. We live in a culture that glorifies being busy, but being busy isn't the same as being fulfilled. You can fill your day with tasks and still feel empty at night.
Yes, fulfillment comes from how meaningful your hours are, not how many tasks you complete. Sometimes just spending an afternoon with your family or walking outside and watching the sunset gives you more peace than a full day of work.
That's so true. I used to believe that time is money, but now I think time is life. And how we spend our time decides the quality of our life.
That's beautifully said. Time is life. It's funny, people work for years to earn money, but they rarely think about earning back their own hours. If time was a bank account, most of us would be overspending without realizing it.
Exactly. That's why I started practicing something new. I call it time budgeting. Every morning, I think about how I want to spend my hours, not just what I need to do, but what I want to feel. If I want peace, I give myself a slow start. If I want connection, I call a friend. It's small, but it makes a big difference.
That's a wonderful habit. I've been doing something similar. I try to give my time to things that last, conversations that matter, experiences that teach me, moments that make me smile, because those are the things I'll remember.
Exactly. No one remembers how much money they had on a random Tuesday 5 years ago. But you remember the dinner you shared, the laughter, the trip, the feeling of being alive. Those memories are the real wealth.
And the interesting thing is that when you start valuing your time, you also start respecting others' time. You become more patient, more kind, more present, because you realize that every moment you share with someone is a small piece of both your lives.
Yes. And that's such a beautiful way to look at it. Time connects us. It's the most human thing we all share. No matter who we are, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. What makes the difference is how we use them.
That's right. And as I get older, I've realized that peace of mind is more valuable than any paycheck. Having time to breathe, to rest, to love, that's real wealth.
Yes, because you can be rich and still feel trapped, or you can have little and feel free. Freedom is the ability to use your time how you want.
Exactly. And that's something money can't buy. You can buy convenience, but not more life. You can buy luxury, but not more moments.
Yes, that's the truth. I think one of the best things anyone can do is to find a balance. Earn enough to live comfortably, but not so much that you lose your life chasing it.
That's perfectly sad. Because at the end of the day, it's not about choosing one over the other. It's about understanding that time gives value to money and money gives structure to time. But if we ever have to sacrifice one, time should always win.
I couldn't agree more. I think about this often. When people look back at their lives, they rarely say, I wish I'd made more money. They usually say, I wish I'd spent more time with my family, or I wish I'd done what I loved.
That's the real lesson. We measure life in years, but we live it in moments. Every morning we wake up is a new chance to use our time better, to give it meaning, to make it ours.
Yes. And maybe the question isn't what's more important, money or time, but what gives meaning to the time I have? Because if we answer that, we'll know how to live.
That's a beautiful conclusion. And maybe, just maybe, when we start living like time is the real treasure, we'll find that we already have enough.
Exactly. Enough time, enough joy, enough peace. Because sometimes it's not about having more, it's about realizing how precious what we already have is.
That's the perfect message to end with. To everyone listening, don't wait for the right time to start living. The right time is now. Make memories, cherish your days, and remember that every minute you spend in love, peace, or laughter is never wasted.
Yes, life isn't something that happens later, it's happening right now. So slow down, breathe, and give yourself the space to live it fully. Because at the end of it all, it's not about how much money you made. It's about how much life you truly lived.
Beautifully said. Thank you for this conversation. It's one I think we all need to hear again and again.
Same here. And to everyone listening, may you find the balance, the peace, and the wisdom to spend your time well, because that's the richest life you can ever live.
You know, before we close, I just want to add something. Maybe tonight, instead of scrolling through your phone or checking your bank account, take a quiet moment and ask yourself, how did I spend my day? Did I give my time to something that mattered? Did I share it with someone who made me smile? Because that's what adds up in the end. Not dollars, not possessions, but memories.
That's beautiful. And if you didn't like how today went, that's okay. Tomorrow is another gift, another 24 hours waiting for you to fill it differently. Maybe you'll take a walk, call someone you miss, or just rest without guilt. Because those simple choices, that's what living really is.
Yes, life doesn't demand perfection. It just asks us to be present, to use our time with heart. Because one day when we look back, we'll see that the moments we slowed down for were the ones that truly defined our lives.
And that's the magic of it. We can start today, no matter how busy, no matter how much we have or don't have, we all have the same priceless currency in our hands: time. Spend it with love, spend it with purpose, and spend it on things that make you feel alive.
So true. In the end, when everything fades, the money, the things, the titles, what remains are the moments that made us feel human. Those are our real treasures.
And with that, we'll end today's conversation. Thank you for sharing your time with us. We hope you leave with a lighter heart and a little reminder that the greatest wealth isn't in your wallet, it's in your hours, your memories, and your peace.
Yes, take care of your time, everyone. Protect it, honor it, and use it well. Because how you spend your time is how you write your life story. And you deserve a beautiful one.
Exactly. Until next time, take care, slow down a little, and remember, every minute you spend in love, peace, or laughter is never wasted.
Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Remember, money comes and goes, but time only moves forward. Use it well.
Take care, everyone. Stay kind, stay present, and keep living your time beautifully.
See you in the next conversation, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.